Hello everyone, and welcome to 20 minutes of toe mobility. So for this practice, you will need a block and a ball. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can still follow along and do your best. And because we're working with the lower part of the body, so the feet, and I'll be doing this for the other mobility ones with the ankles, calves, knees, etc. But the legs and lower part are all connected to the root chakra. So we'll do a little energy practice to begin. I like to infuse the energy into our mobility and movement practices just to create a well-rounded healing space for the practice. So let's come on to our sit bones and just begin to bring the hands over top of the heart space. Close the eyes down. Breathe into your heart. Full exhale, sigh it out. And on the next inhale, just say this to yourself or out loud. My hands connect with all the universal love that I am. My hands are connected to all the universal love that I am. My hands are connected to all the universal love that I am. And then begin to bring your hands to the soles of the feet. And just begin to hold the soles of the feet, particularly the toes, because we're working with the toes here. So you can wrap your hands around the toes, close the eyes, and you can either say this to yourself or out loud. My hands balance the root chakra through my toes. My hands balance my root chakra through my toes. I'll say that 2 more times. My hands balance my root chakra through my toes. My hands balance my root chakra through my toes. All the love in my heart flows into my hands. I honor my walk on this planet. I'm just holding for another 5 breaths, breathing in, sighing it out. I'm just envisioning your root chakra, a sphere at the base of the spine, noticing what color it is. And just feeling the energy from the toes, moving up the legs, balancing out the love in your root chakra. Good, you can release the hands. And let's begin to stand on the feet and just ground the feet and curl yourself all the way up. Just coming into Tadasana, mountain pose, spreading through all 4 corners of the feet, roll the shoulders back and down, let the knees soften, and take about 5 breaths here to let yourself land on your mat in the practice. Arriving fully present, fully aware, head to toe, particularly in the toes for this practice. Maybe give your toes a wiggle. Good, and then you can open the eyes. Just begin to press the big toes down into the ground and lift all 4 of your other toes. So we're pressing the right big toe and the left big toe and lifting all 4 of the other toes. And then lowering the 4 toes down. And we'll do that 4 more times. So root the big toes and lift the 4 other toes. And then lower them down. 3 more, big toes pressing down into the ground. You're lifting all 4 other toes, any amount. Lowering them down. Good. Let's go for 2 more. Ground the big toes, lift all 4 of your other toes. Lowering them down. Notice what your breath is doing. Keep the breath moving. Ground into your big toes, lift all 4 other toes. Good, and lower them down. Okay, now we'll reverse. So you're grounding into all 4 other toes and you're lifting your big toes. Lowering the big toes. Press all 4 other toes down on both feet and lift your big toes. Lower down, keep the breath moving 3 more times. Root all 4 other toes down and lift your big toes. Lower down, good. And then 2 more times, rooting all 4 other toes down, lift your big toes. Lower the big toes down, good. And 1 more time, rooting all 4 other toes down, you're lifting your big toes. And lowering the big toes down. Okay, if you have your ball, grab it and just place it under the sole of your right foot, just massaging the bottom of your right foot. You don't have a ball, you can just root into the ball of that right foot and just take some circles or coming onto the outer edge, just finding some pressure of the toes on into the ground. So if you have the ball, we're rolling the ball underneath the right foot, coming over to the inner edge of the foot and then the outer edge of the foot, bringing the ball into the heel so it's right underneath the heel, and then coming just above the heel so it's right in the arch of the foot, and then coming to the ball of the feet. And then begin to curl your toes over your ball. So really like you're squeezing your ball with your toes of that right foot, and then begin to lift the toes. And then curl the toes over the ball of your right foot. And then begin to lift your toes. Good. Let's go about 3 more times, curling the toes over the ball of your right foot. And begin to lift your toes. 2 more times here, toes curl over the ball of the right foot. Begin to lift your toes. And 1 more time, curling the toes over the ball of that right foot. And beginning to lift your toes. Good. And let's come to the other side. So same thing, you're just rolling the ball under the left foot. Come back to your breath. Notice what your breath is doing here. The repetitions and all that are great, but it's not going to fully land unless we're breathing as we're doing it, because we need the breath to really create that connection with our tissues and cells to add to that new muscle memory. Good. And then coming onto that left heel with the ball, just rolling on the heel. And then coming to the arch, so just above the heel, adding a bit of pressure on the sole of that left foot, coming to the inner edge of the left foot and then the outer edge, and then coming to the ball of your left foot. And then begin to curl the toes over the ball like you're squeezing it, and then lift them as high as you can. Let's go 4 more times, curling over the ball, and lift them as high as you can. And as we're doing these motions and movements, see if you can keep drawing awareness to your root chakra. And just breathing into that energy center. So this lies at the base of the spine between the anus and the genitals, but it's around the perineum area at the base of the spine. So just imagine a sphere of energy in that part of your body. Last 2 here. And last one. Good, and then release. Okay, how are your toes feeling? All right, let's grab the block and place the block in between the ankles. And again, if you don't have a block, it's okay. You can still do this. Ground into both feet. The block can just add a bit more. I like to use the block because it creates a bit of adduction on the inner lines of the legs, which tends to just bring an even balance from external rotation and internal rotation of the hips. Roll the shoulders back and then begin to rise onto the ball of the feet, lifting the heels, and then tapping the heels down and then lifting the toes. So we'll do this 9 times here. Squeeze your block if you have one. Rise up onto the balls of the feet. Stay with your breath, always coming back to the breath, and then beginning to lower to the heels. Lift the toes. Good. And it's not about getting perfect balance. This is a practice, and so the point of this is to so you can have this as a tool, add this into your toolkit of movements. We've got 7 more. So you can come to this at any time, especially when your toes are needing some love. Who needs a pedicure when we can just do this, right? And then beginning to lower the heels, lifting. Let's go 5 more times. Keep squeezing the block, pressing into the balls of the feet, lifting the heels. See if you can relax the wrists. Come back to your breath. Last 4. Good. Go for 3. Nice work. Lifting the toes as you lower the heels. Last 2. Nice work. Last 1. Lowering the heels. Let's lift the toes and just lower and lift. Lower and lift for 8. Squeeze your block if you have one. Last 6. All toes are lifting. 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep them lifted and then lower pinky toe and then 1 toe at a time from there. Getting your big toes down. And then lift your big toes and rise 1 toe up if you can at a time. And then lower all the toes down. Keep your block where it is, and then begin to lift the heels and tap. Lift and tap. Good. Let's keep it going here. Last 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep the heels lifted. Bend the knees and roll the spine down. And just begin to press the balls of the feet down and just begin to tap and lift the heels quickly for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep pressing into the toes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Release the block and then begin to curl yourself all the way up. Coming into your Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, you can still face the long edge of the mat. As you inhale, bring your arms out, kind of like we do in our Hatha practice, into our balancing chair. So rise up onto the balls of the feet and begin to bend the knees and slowly go down, pressing into the balls of the feet. The heels are lifted. And then begin to bring your hands down and tap the knees, keeping the toes rooted on the mat. And then begin to draw the heels back and curl the spine all the way up, nice and slow. Coming into Tadasana. Good. Let's inhale, coming back into it. Bring the arms parallel, lift up off the heels, bend into the knees, and slowly come all the way down. You're pressing the balls of the feet down. Feel your pinky toe press to your big toe. Good. And then beginning to land the hands, you're tapping the knees. And then begin to draw the heels back down and press into the heels as you curl your spine all the way up. Coming into Tadasana. Good, let's go 8 more. Bringing your arms parallel, rise up off the heels, press into the balls of the feet, bend the knees and move nice and slow. Come to your breath. Welcome in that breath. Heels are lifted. Begin to bring your hands down. Tap the knees, bring your weight to the heels, And begin to curl all the way up. Coming into Tadasana, good. Let's go 6 more. Rise onto the balls of the feet. Bring your arms parallel. Keep the breath moving. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. See if you can lift the heels more. Pressing into the toes. Good, and then begin to bring the hands down, tap the knees. Bring the weight into the heels. Press yourself up as you curl the spine all the way up. Good. Last 5. Inhale, arms parallel, rise onto the balls of the feet. Begin to bend the knees and slowly lower down. Press into all 10 toes. Bring your awareness there. All the love that you are is in the toes, balancing your root chakra. Draw the knees down. Keep envisioning your root chakra here in this practice. You're on the heels and curl your spine all the way up. Good. 4 more. Arms parallel, rise off the heels. Slowly bend the knees and slowly lower down. Bring your hands down in front. Tap the knees. Your toes are rooted down. Bring the weight into the heels and curl your spine all the way up. Nice work. We've got 3 more. Inhale, arms parallel. Root the toes down. Bend the knees and slowly lower. In control. Release tension in the wrists. Keep your awareness on your root chakra. Notice the energy, the color of that energy. Bring your hands down. Tap the knees down. Bring the weight into the heels. And begin to melt forward as you press the heels down and curl all the way up. Good. 2 more. Inhale, arms parallel. Rise off the heels. Bend the knees and slowly lower yourself with control. Good. Begin to bring your hands down and tap the knees down. Bring the weight into the heels. And begin to curl your spine all the way up. Tadasana, nice work. We've got 1 more. Inhale, arms parallel. Rise onto the balls of the feet. Lift the heels. Bend the knees and slowly lower down. Bring your hands in front as you tap the knees out in front. And bring the weight into the heels. And begin to curl your spine all the way up. Coming into Tadasana, mountain pose. Nice work. Okay, let's come down onto our knees. And you can bring your block in front if you have one. And we'll begin to tuck the toes. Bring the weight to the heels. Good. And then just begin to reach the arms back. You can keep the toes tucked. And draw your forehead down towards the mat any amount. And as you inhale, curl the spine back and up and reach the arms high. Good, we're going 9 more. Exhale. Hands come behind. Tap your forehead towards the mat any amount. Squeeze the inner thighs together and inhale, reach high. Good, last 8. Pressing into the toes. Last 7. Breathing here. Good, last 6. Your toes are going to love you after this. You can even repeat that mantra. All the love in my feet, in my toes, balances my root chakra. The love in my toes balances the love in my root chakra. Notice that color of that energy center. We've got 4 more. Good. Last 3. Staying present with the practice, with the breath. 2 more. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Good. And 1 more here. Amazing. Let's bring hands to heart. Ground the palms out in front and just patter at the tops of the feet. Ooh, nice work. Okay, you can remove the block and just press the tops of the feet down into the mat. Press your toes down, bring your hands behind and just lift your right knee as you press the top of your right foot down and then lower. Keep pressing the top of your right foot down, just lift and lower. And just notice that right hip will want to come back, so keep the hips squared. You can gently tuck the tailbone, roll your right shoulder back as well, and press into the top of that right foot. Full awareness. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to the other side. So press into the top of the left foot. Just make sure the left hip doesn't come back. So think of squeezing the glutes towards each other. Roll the shoulders back to keep stability and then lift the left knee while pressing the top of the left toes into the mat. Good. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. Good. Come on to your sit bones. And let's come back, bringing our hands to our heart, connecting in with all the love that you are, that endless universal love that you are. Feeling that energy radiating into your hands. And then bringing your hands to rest over your toes. The love in my hands balances my toes. No, wait, what is it? The love in my toes balances my root chakra. All the love that I am balances my root chakra through my feet. How about that? All the love that I am balances my root chakra through the feet. I'll say that 3 more times. All the love that I am balances my root chakra through the feet. All the love that I am balances my root chakra through the feet. All the love that I am balances my root chakra through the feet. Wiggle your toes. I hope your toes feel happy after this practice. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoyed it. Namaste.